Yo, what's up? It's Flying Waves. I'm just coming at y'all with some, you know, this what I say, top 10 things you want to avoid when you're trying to start out waving. Especially, this for the straight hair wavers. I can give advice to anybody, I feel like, because the process is the same. It may just be a little bit more work for us. But anyway, let's just get straight into this. So, number one, a lot of people that hit me up, like, I feel like I've said this on previous videos. I can't recall right now, but a lot of people always ask me about combing when they're first starting out. Don't comb your hair when you're first starting out, especially it's straight. You don't have any curls, you don't have any connections to work on. Don't comb. Just don't even worry about it. Don't even thinking about combing until I would say you get some weeks in the woofing and you actually start to see, maybe a little pattern going and you want to start connecting, going down with the pattern of your waves. Next, excessive washing. That's a big one. Like that's one of the biggest ones. It's actually, to me, that shit kind of pisses me off a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a dick, but listen, excessive washing. A lot of people that hit me up for tips, they usually give me a lot of information on themselves and what they do so far, to start out training. And a lot of people tell me how often they wash their hair, like 3 to 4 times a week. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Your hair is straight as shit. You're just all this shit, straightening out your hair, man. Don't overwash your hair. You want to keep it held up, you want to keep it compressed, laid down. You don't have many curls, your hair is straight. So most likely when you're starting out, I mean, your hair is like this. There's not even like a little slight incision. You gotta get to that point. You gotta build up, and you don't want to do anything that stunts that. Excessive washing, you're gonna stunt the process. So you want to avoid that. It straightens out your hair. I mean, it's good to keep moisture in your hair. I'll get more into that in just a second, but yeah, don't overwash your shit. Basically, next, don't use too much product. I have several different products I use. I use just about all of them on a daily basis, but I have designated amounts for all of them. Most of the creams only like a little like quarter amount at times, or like if I'm going out somewhere, like I use the pomade maybe on a spot that's kind of hard to lay down, but that's about it. And I have like the heavier products, like a bit thicker, like the curl enhancing smoothie. I really don't use a lot of that. I feel like if you use a lot, it's gonna get caked up in your hair, and you don't want that. You definitely want to avoid that. So, like I said, only use like the quarter amount. That's it. Different sprays and stuff. Just a couple times. Don't overdo it. There's no reason to saturate your head with a bunch of shit. And I'm pretty sure, depending on what you're using, if you're saturating your hair with a bunch of different products and just brushing it down, you're probably straightening it out, especially if you're just beginning. You don't really, I mean, when you get farther in the woofing, it might be okay to start increasing the amount of product you use, but in the beginning, don't do that shit. Next, let's see. Another thing, I don't even know why I'm telling you this, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. You gotta lay your hair down every day, and if you can, you don't have to, but if you can, if you're not brushing, always wrap it up. Always wrap your do rag on. You always want to have that shit on, man. Like if you ain't brushing and you can, I understand. If you ain't work, if you're at work, they might not let that shit ride. But hey, if you can do it, do it. That aside, yeah. So anytime that you go, I would say without laying your hair down at night, I would never take that risk. I've been at it for months. I haven't missed a day yet so far since I started again. But at the beginning, just missing just a few nights, that fucked me up so bad. Like I lost a lot of progress in just a few days just from not keeping myself ragged up. So, stay on it. Don't bullshit around. If you want waves, this wave game, bro, it's serious. And you most likely got straight hair if you're watching this. So remember that. Wrap your shit up. Don't lose your progress. It take a long ass time to do it. And I'm pretty sure if you're just starting out, some people it takes months. It took me months to really see results. So you don't ever want to do anything, not even for one day, that may stunt your progress. The process can be it can be pretty long and tedious. So, just keep that in mind. So what else? Another thing, not having efficient compression. I'm also gonna speak on this too. Some people like to double wrap and stuff like that. I mean, if it works for you, yeah, to each his own, bro. But I ain't about to do that shit. I ain't about to cut all the circulation off to my head, man. All you need is one, tie that shit tight, keep it on at night, and you good. That's it. Like I said, remember, if you was watching my previous videos, do rag over the wave cap. The wave cap might not stay on your head all night. Plus, I started out with it. I got some frail lines or whatever. Fuck it. Oh well. But could have avoided that shit with the do-rag. Plus, it got a better hold. So, keep that in mind too. What else we got? When you're starting out, don't get your hair cut too early. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I hate that shit. I hate how long, as a straight hair waver, how long we have to woof. That shit could get ridiculous. Hair start looking all crazy. Should be all fucked up, all growing out on the sides. Just be itching for a cut. But bro, it's gonna be worth it if you put in the time. You cut it too early. It should be obvious. It should be a given. But you cut it too early, you're losing progress. And this goes hand in hand too, man. Not starting out at the right cut, especially because, like I keep on saying, most likely if you're watching this, you have straight hair. You don't just start from nowhere. Like a painter, they don't start out, with a half done canvas or some shit already started out, drawn out. You want a fresh canvas, a fresh palette, so to speak, whatever. Get a nice cut, get like a fade. I would say honestly, go as short as you can go. You might think that, since your hair is already straight, you might want to go with like a maybe, what do people say, like 2.5, 3? Man, I say go as low as you can go, man. Get that low cut fade, a Caesar or something like that. Go as low as you feel you possibly can go and train it from there. Brush it from there. Of course, soft brush. You got straight hair, so you're gonna be using the soft brush most of the time anyway. Well, if you got some sense, when you start out, you're gonna be using it unless you want to scrape the hell out your scalp. But that aside, moving on. So another thing, this goes hand in hand, not having the proper cut, or keeping up with your cuts. There's such thing as, not so much for us. We can wolf for a long ass time with straight hair, but you can go overboard with it too, I would say. Like, if you can, I recommend trying to maintain some kind of maintenance to it. If I could get out more, honestly, I keep up with more shape ups and lineups. I wouldn't touch the pattern enough and just just to keep it looking nice and more organized and neat. You want to keep moisture in your hair. You want to run a little bit of water through your hair every day, and I really light them out. Usually when I do this, I like mix a little bit of water with the Curl Enhancing smoothie. That's my method, and just run a little bit through my hair, or maybe like if I'm just taking out from being compressed for a while. I might throw a little bit of water in there, but it's not a lot. It's not a lot at all. It's just enough that you can just feel like a little bit of moisture on your head. You don't want to fucking just saturate and soak your entire head with water. Don't do that. Like I said, you avoid things that straighten out your hair, but moisture is good to have in your hair. You need to have at least some type of moisture in your hair daily. That's a necessity. And now, what else? This goes for everybody. You know this. Not enough brushing. You need to brush your hair. Don't skip days. Don't get lazy. I mean, I know it gets hard. Trust me, I really do. Shit, I almost gave up a couple times. But man, if you gonna do this, take it seriously. Get your brush. It don't matter where you get it from, how expensive it is. Just cop a soft brush. Get you a do-rag and go to work. Maybe one product, like I've said on my previous videos, just like one product to start out with. That's all it takes. And you know, the time, the patience. But anyway, man, it's been Suave Waves, you know, and just trying to let y'all know a couple things to avoid when you're starting the process, you know, a few things to maintain. I'm gonna keep y'all updated as much as I can. You know, just support the channel. You know, I just been working. But yeah, man, thumbs up this video, like and subscribe. Hit me up for tips, man. Suave Waves.